All right, so we have Christopher Angus today in nomination in the Best Animation category with the film Hinterland. Congratulations, Christopher.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So we have a few questions for you. What made you go into filmmaking?
Well, I really started, I was taking a graphic arts course, and a small part of it was with animation. And I just kind of became fascinated with the craft. And like everybody, I watched a lot of films, and I saw the National Film Board films were playing on CBC. I don't know if you remember that. And um, it became part of our culture and be part of our identity. And all these films, that and other things, spoke to me, and I wanted to speak to other people the same way.
Mm.
So that's pretty much the impetus, you know.
So you wanted to transmit messages, basically?
Yeah, I just wanted to speak to people the same way other films spoke, I guess. Yeah.
And why did you choose that subject for the film that you submitted?
Well, it originally started with you've seen the film.
Yes.
There's the part with the sunflowers. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I should give away too much, but it started with that idea as the because I heard about they those are real plants that it's talking about, right? And I heard about those two types of plants, and I thought uh, that makes for a good um, parable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I built the story around that. I thought, well, there's stuff to think about potentially in that, and I built the story around that. And so that was the idea. I think the idea is a lot of people are getting an environmentalist message from the film, like a lot of reviews are talking about that, and that's there's a little bit of that, but that's not just it's not just that. It's about our interaction with nature in general and the various interconnected facets of it. So that's what it's built on.
So it can be interpreted the different ways, the film.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that part of it idea is that we interpret nature different ways according to our preconceived views of the world, and likewise we interpret the film in different ways according to our preconceived views of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's getting at. It's all about the interaction with these things.
And what types of animation did you use for the film? Do you have many
Um,
types of animation or just one?
yeah, it's mostly hand drawn in the computer. There's a couple of scenes that have special effects graphics done with it, but mostly it's hand drawn in the computer. And there's a couple like places where like I took pictures of clouds and incorporated them into, you know, um, yeah, it's that's kind of what I'm doing mostly is hand drawing with some other styles added on.
And hand drawing, it must take a lot of time, right?
Yeah, that was 4 years
Oh, wow. Yeah,
making
that's a
that.
lot of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
I understand I do animation myself, so I know how much time it takes.
yeah. It's pretty time consuming, and you have to have it pretty planned out because you don't want to make too many mistakes where you have to go back and fix it up. I actually did with Hinterland. It had a different ending, um, and it wasn't working. So I went back and had to redo some of the backgrounds and stuff and change the ending. So it took, it's months of work that you have to kind of throw away sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, exactly. And can you give us a hint about your upcoming projects? Do you have some that you started already or?
yeah, I have one actually that I finished in the fall, and I've entered it into some film festivals, but I haven't really heard many replies from about it yet. But it's a just under 3 minute animated vignette. Um, mostly to do with Canada. It's yeah, animated vignette about Canada. I can send it to you later if you want, if you're interested. But
Yes, of
yeah,
course.
and yeah, and yeah. So we'll see how the festivals deal with it. It's a very different film than Hinterland, so it maybe has different people interested in it. So then of course I'll look for distributors and stuff after. And I'm working on another story-driven film right now, which probably a couple of years I'll be done and maybe send it your way.
Yes, that would be great. We would be glad to see your work again. And
Yeah,
do you have a website? Where can we follow you?
yeah. It's www.attic films.ca.
Okay, great. So I'll put the link under the YouTube video with your interview so
Okay.
people can click on it. All right, so
Okay.
thank you again for the interview today, Christopher. It was super nice meeting you, and thanks again for submitting. It was a great work, so keep doing great films.
Oh, thank you.